I go past parks and I start crying. Stop. I'm very upset. I wish somebody told me about carnivore a couple years ago. My kids are old. They used to like going to the park. I was so heavy. I was so tired. I didn't want to take them. Now I pass parks and I get all upset because I'm like, why didn't I play with them more? Why didn't I do more?
Beep.
Hi guys, it's Jen and Carrie from HomesteadHow and Healing Humanity. Today we are going to be talking about carnivore regrets and
carnivore lies.
And carnivore lies. What am I talking about? Well, you know, my whole life, and I'm sure your whole life, I'm sure Carrie, right? You were told that your vegetables, you need to eat your vegetables to be healthy. You need your vegetables to grow strong. You need your milk to build your bones. That is a total lie, and it makes me so upset. It took away some of my time when I was a little bit younger with my kids, when I was growing up with them. And I'm going to tell you why. I did a short on this, and before carnivore, I was always very tough. Nothing bothered me. I didn't cry. I'm like a tough cookie. I was so heavy. I was so tired. I didn't want to take them. Now I pass parks and I get all upset because I'm like, why didn't I play with them more? Why didn't I do more? I'm on day 40 or 41 right now. I'm feeling depressed, but I'm going to get better because I feel better and I'm doing more on carnivore. I just wish that somebody told me about carnivore years ago before my kids became teenagers and didn't care about going to the park or doing stuff with their mom anymore. But after carnivore, during carnivore, I have a lot more emotion, and I was true to it. I had a short that Carrie created for me, talking about when I was younger and I had our triplets, I didn't feel that I did enough with them. Meaning I was lied to with the food pyramid. That always tells you, oh, eat your carbs, eat your fruits, eat your vegetables. Oh.
I don't know if you guys saw that in the back. Sorry for the interruption. Chicken was attacking the rooster was attacking the chicken.
I think the rooster was attacking the rooster. Yep, there they go.
Yeah, we get some additional
Anyways, this is what happens on a homestead.
Right.
And then we have 2 dogs over there that we're watching too. But we've been lied to. We were told, eat your vegetables, eat your fruit. It's good for you. Well, you know what? I did. And I believe that I was slowly killing myself eating my vegetables. I went to the park with my triplets +1. I did everything I could with them. Carrie worked a 50-hour week. I was home alone all day with my girls. And I would eat a lot of vegetables. And I feel that that was killing me.
That's all you ate. That's all you ate. Literally, you were doing keto the year before. Like for the last year, I've been doing carnivore. You've been doing strict keto.
Yes.
You had a couple cheat days here or there, but all you would eat is vegetables.
My vegetables.
And how did that work out for you?
It was terrible for me. Like I said, I had no energy. My legs were swollen. My migraines. Oh my gosh, can we talk about my migraines? Awful migraines. And I'm not talking about once a month or twice a month. I'm talking about every other day.
Every 2 days, migraines.
It was migraine. And it's not a little headache. It's not a little tension headache. It was a full-blown, I gotta go to sleep. I have to lay down. I can't do this. I can't do that migraine. And nothing helped. I went to doctor after doctor after doctor. Not once did they say, hey, maybe you should switch your food around. But they just said, oh, take this medicine. Oh, you're stressed. Here, take this. Here, take a stress test. You sleep some more. But not once did they say, are you eating meat? What are you eating? Are you getting your fat? Are you getting enough sleep? You know, you don't have any energy. My legs were swollen. And I had lymphedema, is that what you call it? In my legs. Awful. I still do a little bit, but it's going away because I'm on day 51 now of carnivore. My energy is through the roof. I will go to bed really late at night. I will wake up early in the morning, and I will just keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. You guys all know what I'm talking about because on carnivore, that's just how you feel, right?
Absolutely. So the title of the video is Carnivore Regrets and Lies.
Right.
Your regrets are you wish you would have found proper human diet earlier. Right. Imagine the energy we would have had when we had triplets. Do you remember having triplets?
No.
For those of you that don't know, because I always assume everyone knows their story, Jen and I have triplets +1. She found out at 5 months. We have 4 girls. 3 of them are triplets. And how old are they now, Jen?
They will be 17 in 2 months.
Flew by like nothing.
Lily is 19.
The first couple of years, it was a complete blur. We just changed diapers and we did And we would, like she was saying, we would try to take them to the park. We would try to be
Right.
good parents, and we just didn't have the energy to because we were on the standard American diet, or we were on the ketogenic diet, or we were on the vegan diet, and we were fatigued.
Right.
And we were sick, and your legs were inflamed, and you had migraines. So
I'm just saying, I'm sick of the doctors and the food pyramid saying, what is it? The bottom part, isn't it like all carbs? And then like
the top is meat,
fruit
it's
and
upside down.
vegetables, and then the meat. And it's like, it's totally backwards, and nobody tells you this. Dr. Berry was really great when he said, you know, it's all about the food that you eat, the food that you put in your mouth. It needs to be protein, it needs to be healthy for you. You know, like I said, I thought vegetables were good for me, but I was getting sick on it. I was getting headaches on it. I was getting very heavy and overweight. Since doing carnivore, I'm losing weight, I'm losing energy, but I'm gaining happiness, energy, life. I wish I could go back and do my girls all over again because I have so much energy right now. I would not be talking to you guys either right now. I'm a very shy, kind of close-knit person, and I don't really like to talk a lot. But like I said, I'm going to go back. I thought vegetables were so good for me. Sure, they tasted good, but I don't miss them now. Like, we went out to lunch today. It was our day off, which we don't have a day off because we still work anyway.
We worked the whole day?
We did, but we went to lunch together, and I had a burger. And normally I would have a salad. I would have his salad. I would have vegetables with it. And then I'd be drained a little bit afterwards, and I would be tired, and I'd be like, okay, I gotta go take a nap. I'm, 40-something years old. I gotta go take a nap. I'm not. I'm thriving on carnivore now. So there's my puppies.
There's the puppies. So the point of this was you did the short, and you said you have these regrets.
I go past parks, and I start crying. Stop. I'm very upset. I wish somebody told me about carnivore a couple years ago. My kids are old.
You wish you could go back, and everyone was saying, well, you're going to be a grandmother, you got this. The point, though, that we're trying to make right now is carnivore regrets and lies. You watching this out there, there's former gens, there's people just like you that have young kids and they're former carries that are depressed and they're anxious and having migraines, and they're eating the standard American diet, or they're eating a strict ketogenic diet like Jen did, just vegetables, and they're miserable and they have IBS and they're sick. This is to help them. Obviously, we can't go back in time and we can't change.
Just got a little itch.
Yeah, we can't go back in time and we can't change for ourselves. We can only do what we can from this point forward. But carnivore regrets and lies, we're trying to get this out there for other people. What are some of the other lies that you've been realizing lately? We were just down the road by our neighbor, grass-fed, grass-finished beef. We keep hearing this stuff, Bill Gates, these other people online talking about cows are so bad for the environment. Another lie. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Geez.
Another carnivore lie.
Oh my
you got to eat your vegetables. Meat, that's going to kill you. It's so bad for you. Jen, do you know how that came about, those meat lies?
Well, yeah, because of the Impossible meat.
No, the meat lies, them telling you that meat's going to give you a heart attack.
Oh.
Just for those that don't know, it's called an observational study. They would go and ask people, what did you eat last month? What did you eat last year? What did you eat 3 years ago?
Right.
And they'd say, well, I ate meat twice a day. And then they would correlate and say, well, they ate meat twice a week, twice a day, whatever. And now their incidence of obesity, diabetes, heart disease has gone up. What kind of meat would people eat? You go to McDonald's and you eat Happy Meal. You eat.
Yes, that's the thing. Is it's not just the meat. You have the burger. You have the
That's
condiments.
the lie.
You have the French fries.
You have a pound of French fries, a gallon of soda, an ice cream.
Yeah, it's
the
not
bun,
just...
the ketchup, the processed cheese that are on top of it. You have all of that, and then you look down at this little tiny baby little puck of a burger, and it's this thick, and that's what's giving everyone the heart disease. And the pound of French fries, the gallon of Pepsi, it's actually Coke, the gallon of Coke, the ice cream afterwards, the coffee frappe that you have with it, the Blizzard, the bun, the ketchup, the mustard, all of that gets a complete pass, and it's a little puck of meat.
It is, yeah.
That's a carnivore lie. There's so many carnivore lies out there. Oh, the other thing we're talking about was the meat. So our neighbors. What did you observe the other day? You did a little short you were recording.
Oh, it was gorgeous seeing them just now. Look, sorry.
He wants some camera time. He wants his 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, we saw it. It's so beautiful. The sun was setting, and there's little babies out there following
cows. We're
the
talking about our
mamas.
cows, our
Sorry,
neighbor
the
cows.
Yes.
Beautiful green
it was
field.
Gorgeous.
Birds
and
flying by.
You hear upper people that are trying to sell you impossible meat, oh, it's good for the environment for us to put smokestacks up and plants up and processed foods, but it's terrible. You cannot have those cows out there eating the grass that God intended. You can't have them poop on the ground. Now you got me angry.
But you've heard this on the news. I've heard it on the news. Another carnivore lie, another carnivore regret that I used to believe. You used to eat a lot of Impossible Burgers because she was vegan, but she wanted meat. But you would hear that, vegetarian, you would hear that on the news. You would hear, oh, those cows, they're so bad for the environment. Go look with your own two eyes. Animals grazing in the field, pooping in the field, eating grass and regenerating the soil and pooping. It's the most natural thing in the world. Those beautiful green grass is literally the most natural thing in the world. But they would have you believe, this is another carnivore lie, they would have you believe that's bad for the environment, that is unsustainable. And what is better than that? A factory with smokestacks where they're processing and they're trying to concoct something that is just like meat. That's better. And then they're going to transport it all over the world in semi-trucks to every Burger King across the entire country, the entire planet, all over the grocery store.
Not are you only talking about the smokestacks, but you're talking about the transportation. So you have all that.
The packaging,
everything. So that's better.
The horrendous seed oils that are in there that cause inflammation. All of that's better.
Animal doing what God intended to graze on the earth to poop out some nutrients to go into the ground. I don't get it. Beforehand, yes, I would admit it. Like when I was a vegetarian, I didn't want to kill that animal, but then after seeing it, like our friends' animals, how well they're taken care of, how loved they are. They each have names for them too. That really got to me, and I'm like, I'm not killing the animal. God provided it for me. It's given its life for me. I'm thanking it, and I'm healthier for it. So I want to live like Maggie. She was 85? 83 years old. She looks like she's in her 40s. I want to be like that. I don't want to be overweight, obese, have diabetes, heart disease. I don't want to have cancer. I want to save myself, and I want to be better. I want to be better for my kids and better for Carrie. We've been together almost 30 years now. That's kind of
so
it's a long time.
The title of the video is Carnivore Regrets, and we have a lot of regrets, but a lot of them were because of these lies that we were told. Whether or not they were intentional, whether or not there was a little lie here and a little lie here that propagated to what it was, I don't care. I really don't care. Whatever it was, all of these lies, like I'm willing to take responsibility for my own decisions, but I was making my own decisions based on so many different lies. Meat's going to kill you. You got to eat vegetables. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Trust your doctor. Just go to the doctor. I always trusted my doctor until I got a cascade of medication, one medication on top of the other, until I got sicker and sicker and sicker and nearly died. Depression, anxiety, IBS, congestive heart failure. I had a mini stroke here. I almost died from my health issues as a result of all of these carnivore lies.
Oh, and we also talked about Lily, our oldest daughter, who not only had an open heart surgery when she was 13 years old, but she almost died during the pandemic, not because of the pandemic, but because the doctors who we trusted, when I took her in and I said the back of her leg's hurting, it's kind of going up and up and up, and it's at her thigh, and they're like, oh, it's just growing pains. Don't worry about it. So I was like, okay, I'm trusting you. Instead of going on Mama Bear instinct, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm trusting you. And then the next couple of days, she was calling me in the bathroom, Mom, help me. I couldn't even catch her in time for her to fall. Why? Because she had a blood clot that went from her leg all the way up into her lungs, into her heart.
2 of them.
And, sorry, there's a bug bite.
Didn't go into her heart, went into her lungs.
Went into her lungs, and it almost killed her.
Her heart.
My point is that same doctor who said, oh, she's fine, it's just growing pains, gave her medication because her menstrual period was so bad. Instead of saying something like, oh, did you change the diet? Is she not eating this? Is she not eating that? Maybe try this, maybe try that. Nope, here's a medication. This medication has 1% chance that you could have a blood clot. Well, you know what? My daughter was that 1% chance, and I almost lost her.
Her face was white. Her lips were purple. She was minutes away from dying. She had to take a helicopter in. Is it our fault as parents for making that decision? Probably. Did we make the decision with the best knowledge we have from advice from doctors? Absolutely. The carnivore regret there is what, Jen? She
trying to
would,
keep it in. I'm gonna start
she
crying.
wouldn't have had bad ant flu had she been eating the proper human diet. That is the truth. You know that for yourself now, even though you're early on in this. We know it from hearing so many other people that have endometriosis and horrible periods. It's from the foods we're eating. It's from the hormone imbalance. Had Lily been eating proper human diet, she never would have had such horrible, painful issues that necessitated her going to the hospital and getting pills. She wouldn't have needed the pills.
So that's another regret that we have.
The biggest point of all of this, for anyone out there watching that's maybe new, they don't understand all this, what we're saying, this is why I wish somebody would have told me. So many of the issues in the world that we have these regrets for, these lies that we've been told, it's just humans escaping from what is natural. It's not natural to eat all of this highly processed foods. These seed oils they use as lubricants in tanks during World War II, and they're feeding us to us now, and we're just like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. We're eating glyphosate with every single bowl of cereal. It's breaking the blood-brain barrier. It's causing depression. It's causing leaky gut. There's studies about this. It's banned in other countries, and we just continue to eat it.
Not to mention the appeal.
The appeal that's put on the fruit, everything, the pesticides that are all over them.
You go to the store and you buy the strawberries that you think so healthy for you. Why are they this big then? That's not natural.
Because they're genetically modified.
You go and pick strawberries from the field. That's more natural, but they're that big. So you got the appeal on it.
Pesticides,
glyphosate,
forever chemicals,
everything on it. So it's, again, you've been lied to. Oh, your vegetables are very healthy for you. Well, how much is actually in there that's good for you? I mean, can they do a study on that?
That's the other big thing.
Saying, hey, the animals you eat, that's terrible.
All of that aside, the pesticides, the appeal, the glyphosate, the forever chemicals, let's ignore all of that. Let's say you get a clean piece of fruit. The produce you get now is like 1/7 of the nutrients that it had that your grandparents ate.
Right.
Because when your grandparents ate a strawberry that was put in the soil, that soil was rich with nutrients because they had cows regenerating and pooping it and manure on it. Now they just blast the hell out of it with chemicals and glyphosate, and the soils of the earth are turning to sand. It's turning to dust. There's hardly any tillable soil left.
Yeah, talking about it, look at our soil.
Yeah, there's our soil right there that we tried to grow in before. So
yeah,
there's so many things we've been lied to, but if you take nothing else from this, almost every problem in the world right now, and I will debate anyone on this, any major problem in the world right now is tied back to one simple fact: humanity's departure from what is natural. Mainly through the foods we're eating, but also through our everyday activities. We're not getting outside and getting this beautiful sunshine in our eyes. We're not exercising. We're staring at smartphones all day and screens, and we're not behaving like humans. As we continue to depart from what's natural for humans, mainly through the foods we're eating, cancer rates are going through the roof. Obesity is going through the roof. Type 2 diabetes is going through the roof. Everybody's getting sicker. You look around in the world right now, 7 out of 10 people are overweight. 9 out of 10 people have poor metabolic health. And everyone just acts like, oh, that's just normal. That's just the way it's always been. We are so sick right now. It should be eye-opening to everybody. And we're sick because of so many lies we've been told. Quick interruption. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in learning more about our documentary, Healing Humanity, The Power of a Proper Human Diet, or supporting it, please visit donate.healinghumanity.movie. Our goal is to reach millions of people that are hopeless right now, and sharing the examples of real people over the course of 1 year that are undertaking a proper human diet to overcome obesity, type 2 diabetes, depression, anxiety, fertility issues. We couldn't do it without you. We thank you so much. We are also selling these shirts, Healing Humanity, The Power of a Proper Human Diet. Every penny we get from those goes towards the documentary. And last, we have memberships. If you click the little join button, it's best to do it on desktop. Under any one of my YouTube videos, you can join and become a member. We have hundreds of members right now. We do members only videos. We do members only behind the scenes. You can email me as a member and I'll answer you. And every penny from that goes to support the documentary. And the last thing is we have these Redmond's portable salt shakers. These things are awesome. You can get the best salt. You can take it with you. We sell these on the website along with our water bottles and cutting boards, and every penny from all of those goes 100% towards supporting the documentary. You can also sign up for our newsletter, which is completely free. All of these links are in the description below. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to today's video. Whether intentional or not, I don't care. They are lies that have added up to mislead. When you have those lies combined with the only thing driving people's decisions is money. Money. What's going to make the most money? Well, putting a cartoon character on a cereal box and getting a child Addicted to sugar and cereal at a young age and making them a lifelong sugar consumer is the most profitable thing to do. And when the only driver is profits, that's exactly what's going to happen. And what's going to happen to that child, Jen? They're going to end up like Lily. They're going to end up with depression and horrible periods, and their hormones are going to be imbalanced, and then they're going to have to put them on some pills for that, and then later they're going to get depression, they're going to get anxiety, and then they're going to get type 2 diabetes, and then they're going to have poor metabolic health, which could lead to heart disease or stroke, dementia, Alzheimer's.
But which also gives you what, Carrie? Gives the doctors reasons to give you more pills.
More pills.
Which what? Gives the...
circle of death. I call it the circle of death.
Which gives the pharmaceutical companies more money because the doctors are pushing the pills out.
And the money just keeps driving.
So it's that. It's the...
They make all the money on the food, getting you addicted to it and
Right.
getting you sick. And then when you're as sick as you can possibly get, you go to the hospital, and then they give you all the medication that does nothing. And the circle of death continues until you're miserable and you're fatigued and you're sick and you end up dying at a young age. And if you're lucky, you make it to how old? 72?
Maybe.
73.
Yeah.
The average life expectancy in the United States is going in the opposite direction for the first time. People are living to 72, Jen, and they're happy. They're like, woohoo, I made it. It's an absolute joke. And everyone watching this should be absolutely ashamed if you're happy living to 72. We should be living well into the hundreds. Every piece of science out there supports that. Go look it up. Go research it. We're barely making it to 70. And the people that make it to 72, what do they look like? Here, let me demonstrate. They're like this.
They
They're
can't see
hunched
you
over.
yet.
They're in a mobility scooter. They're hunched over like this. They can barely walk. They can barely breathe. They can barely function. And they're absolutely miserable. No, I'm fired up now.
But what's the other thing as well? When do you retire? 65, 70.
If you're lucky.
So it gives you, what, 2 years to enjoy your life?
And even at 65,
and that's not even a
most
life.
people are arthritic. They're fully inflamed. They have brain fog. They're miserable.
Right.
They're tired.
Yes.
And their day is kept. They go golfing and they do a little hobby for like 6 months, and then their aches and pains and ailments and issues, and they keep eating the food and they don't realize it. And then they end up in the hospital, and they end up in the doctor, and then they end up dying a couple years later. Ooh, wow, I made it to 72. We're going to make it to 72. We're going to make it to 82. We're going to make it to 92. We're going to make it to 100. But we're not going to just make it. We're going to thrive to it, which isn't something special about us. Everybody, all of humanity would be doing that if they simply stopped poisoning themselves and putting all of these foods and seed oils and sugars and toxic items into their body it was never intended to take. It's that simple.
But for those of you out there that know what we're talking about, we need to get this word out. That's why Carrie is doing the documentary, is to get the word out about this. I have a very, very, very close friend of mine who has, I'm not sure which diabetes it is, not 1 or 2.
2.
But for the last couple of years, her doctor is putting on, giving her a prescription for this and for that, and for this and for that.
Insulin.
It's a plus a lot more than just that. Oh, these bugs. She's so skinny, and she always says, I can't eat anything. I'm not hungry. I'll throw it up. Well, what medicine are you on? Well, they just switched me, or they gave me a new kind of pill, or they gave me a shot to do or something. It's like, why? Why do you do that? I've tried to tell her several times, try eating meat. Just not even just meat. It's
proper human diet.
It's a 30-day commitment. Take out your vegetables. Take out your milk. Take out, little things at a time. Take out your seed oil. Maybe that will help you. Carrie just did a video with somebody that I believe is going live tomorrow. And he reversed his type 2 diabetes.
And he laughed at the camera and said it was easy. 12 years of suffering this man had type 2 diabetes. So this person you're talking about, your friend,
yes,
she has type 2 diabetes. She could overcome it. He said he did it in like 3 weeks, a month. It was completely gone. I've heard that story over and over and over again. I'm going to do a video with just like 100 people that have reversed their type 2 diabetes and their testimonials on it. But this person that is your close friend, you've talked to her about just do an elimination diet just for 30 days. You don't have to commit to the rest of your life. Try it for 30 days, see what happens. I couldn't do that. I could never do that. These people can't give up their sugar. Why? Because it's an addiction. And people aren't willing to admit that they're addicted to it.
Yes.
And if you have type 2 diabetes, the last thing you should be eating is sugar. And the last thing you should be trying to do is moderate a sugar addiction when you have diabetes and you're at risk of losing a limb, having an amputation. It's just insane.
Well,
all right, we got to wrap this up, Jen.
She hurts all the time, which really hurts me, because just to see her in pain or see others in pain. Like there's people at the movie theater I talk about all the time where the husband wants to do it, the wife wants to do it, but the husband doesn't want to give up peanut butter. I'm like, are you willing to give up your life for peanut butter? It's like,
Apparently.
I can say it now. It took me, I'm going to not lie to you guys, it took me over a year, guys, to go on carnivore. Did it not?
Yes, it did.
It did, because I was
Long
bullheaded.
year.
I was bullheaded. I was addicted to
Jen,
to sugar. I wanted.
Imagine that you started a year ago, where you'd be right now.
Oh, geez, you'd never shut me up.
Oh, could you imagine?
Well,
if only your husband tried to convince you a year ago.
It's not even just the convincing; it's the showing. I mean, look at him. He's down almost 100 pounds.
Since my heaviest.
His teeth are much better. Like, his gums were killing him. You went to the dentist a little after you started carnivore.
Yeah.
That was another thing too, is he used to have to go into the dentist all the time and get fillings and nasty stuff. Now, since carnivore, his teeth are better, his complexion is better, his mood is better. He's not on any of his medication anymore. His heart murmur went away.
Congestive heart failure reversed.
Everything. So I mean, for me, fortunately, my whole life I've been healthy. I had my gallbladder taken out at an early age, and I had kidney stones, which, God forbid, I don't ever want that again. I'd rather deliver triplets than do kidney stones over again. But I forgot what my point was.
I don't know. We got to wrap this up. Your kidney stones, Jen, were from the foods you were eating.
Yes.
I will go back and debate anyone. Almost every problem in the world. You bring a problem to me, it's a result of humanity's departure from what is natural. When we return to what is natural, everything repairs. So the title of this video was Carnivore Regrets and Carnivore Lies. So hopefully this helps some of you. Again, we have regrets, but there's nothing we can do about them. So we're moving on.
You can't look at the past. You have to look at the future, and you have to help people.
And the biggest advice I have for Jen, for myself, that really helped me is, you can't worry about the past. You have to worry about this moment, yourself, right now in this moment. You have a gas tank of energy, and that energy gets allotted. And if you want to spend half of that energy worrying about family drama, or half of that energy worrying about global politics or something you see on your news, that energy is finite. It's going to go away. So, like, when you're starting a proper human diet, when you want to change your life forever, you got some big goal you got to go after, you have to dedicate all of your energy 100% to yourself, to focusing on yourself and what you can control. You can control what you think. You can't control what's going on in the news or your family or your friends or anything like that. And you can't control regrets or the past. There's nothing we can do about the past. We can only worry about the future. You're going to have grandchildren. We're going to make the best of the time we have with our children right now. Yes. And the reason we're doing this isn't to say, oh, we have all these regrets. Oh, help us out. The reason is because there's other Jen and Carries out there that are at the beginning right now that could avoid going 10, 15, 20 more years before they get to rock bottom and then decide to do something about it. If your life is miserable right now and you have fatigue and you have brain fog and you're constantly anxious and you don't feel like a proper human, it's because you need to return to what is natural for humans with a proper human diet. That's the best advice I can give them. Right, Jen? Should we wrap it up now?
That's perfect.
All right.
So, as many of you know, Carrie is going to be at Hack Your Health.
Yes,
so we're going to talk about that really quick with some stuff that's going on. I unfortunately can't go. I have to take care of the stuff around here. So he is going. Adam Lacey from Carnivore Today. The doctors, everything. But anyways, my point for that is support Carrie and the cause for healing humanity and the documentary. You can buy t-shirts, you can buy salt shakers, you can give donations. There is actually a meetup down there that he's going to do. You can talk about that because. So
yes, thank you. We're doing this documentary, Healing Humanity. If you want to learn more, if you want to participate, support, contribute, it's completely crowdfunded. We cannot do this without the help and support of individuals out there. Right. I'm very proud of the fact our documentary, we've raised a bunch of money. All of it has been crowdfunded. It's been my own money, my own time. I'm never taking a paycheck from this. We have filmed all over the country. We have an incredible trailer that we put together that we're going to be premiering at Hack Your Health.
I got to see it. She
got to see it. It's 3 minutes. It's a pre-movie trailer. The movie's not done yet. We still have a lot of people to film, so we're still trying to raise funds. If you want to purchase these shirts, every penny goes towards the documentary. We have portable Redmond's salt shakers. Yep. You can donate. That's where we get the most bang for our buck, at donate.healinghumanity.movie. And lastly, you can become a member, or you can just join our newsletter for free. There's a link in the description below. And follow us on Facebook, HomesteadHow. We're at a homestead. We're carnivores at a homestead doing proper human diet. I have a link in the description below for our Facebook page. Please follow us there because we're putting a lot of content out there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Say it, Jen.
Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.